Radiant team ban. Dire team ban. Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team ban. Dire team ban. Radiant team pick. Dire team pick. Lena. Radiant team pick. Dire team pick.
Faceless Void.
Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team ban.
Ye hold the horn of madness.
Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team ban. Seconds remaining. Radiant team ban. Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team ban. 10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds Radiant remaining. Team ban. Dire team ban. Dire team pick. Radiant team pick.
Beastmaster.
Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team pick. Yeehaw! 10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team pick.
Monkey King.
Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team ban.
Invoker. Seconds remaining.
5 seconds remaining. Dire team ban. Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team ban.
One coming.
Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team pick. Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team pick.
Bloodseeker.
Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Alchemist, choose your hero. Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Yes, this will do just fine.
Normally.
What a surprise.
Welcome back everyone to ESL 1 Germany, as we've got game 2 lined up for you here between HellRaisers and Viking. Draft all done and dusted. Lacoste, which way are you leaning?
I see 5 heroes on HellRaiser's side. Every one of those heroes, they have a stun. So this is pretty easy to execute Dota, you know, and you're playing against the Faceless Void. We were talking during this break where like, how's Faceless Void gonna have a game? He's playing Alchemist, and remember, that's Alchemist with Empower, so you know the timing is gonna be right. Magnus position 5, I'm a bit worried about it, you know, this is not the team's secret, this is not OG that's running a position 5. Magnus, so I'm a bit worried that there's also 1, 2, 3, 4 melee heroes into Invoker, Faceless Void, and Bloodseeker. I think if they don't shut down, if they don't go into the jungle from like 7-minute mark and try to take stacks from Alchemist. They have Lina. Lina is a very good hero at taking the stacks. Bloodseeker as well with the Blood Right. I think they need to make a lot of moves and try to shut down Alchemist as much as possible. Like, he's very vulnerable. But there's also Hawks, so you need to be using smokes to get past that vision. You know, I'm a bit worried for Viking in this match.
It's lovely hearing your kind of train of thought there, you know, going through all of the working parts of the game. You know, there's the big team fight contribution as well from Viking, right? The fact they've got the potential Chrono with Mortimer's Kisses, the Cataclysm, and the Blood Right all being thrown in there, while on HellRaisers much more single target or pick-off oriented, at least on paper anyway, with Roar, Monkey King jumping across lanes, and like you said, every hero has some way to contribute a stun or something into a team fight, which we saw them do exceptionally well in Game 1. I think Funnick and Lil probably the standout players from Game 1 in their initiations, their stuns, and the ability to catch people. But we'll see. We'll see what Shad has up his sleeve. Maybe an early BKB this game might be in order.
Yeah, I think he needs to change things up. They have still 2 abilities that go through magic immunity. Even if he gets a BKB, there's a Roar, there's an RP. If they steal something else like a Rupture with the Rubik, I think Boom on a mid lane needs to dumpster this Alchemist. I also want to see some kind of rotations. How many runes did they get? It was 2 for 2 trades, so yeah, Alchemist getting some extra gold. So far, only 1 CS in the mid lane. Not the greatest. Ooh.
Up at top, the tri-lane for Viking doing a lot of damage into the Monkey King, as Aramis and Celery both sticking around here, leaving Shad alone down bottom. Well, TP Celery down there at long last. Mid lane, yeah, I think you're right, the Boom needs to come out ahead. It's an extremely rare matchup in that mid between Alk and Invoker, as we saw on that little lower third pop-up earlier on. And so far, Crosswex Invoker, so not the Exort, which I was potentially expecting paired up with the Chronosphere.
Well, he will get it eventually. I think he's gonna go like full Crosswex. At one point, he's gonna start getting excerpts. Like, he's getting harassed quite a lot. Has Tangos only in the backpack, has that extra damage, extra spell amp, mana regen, you name it.
Just casually standing in the acid spray earlier on as well. So far, pretty even between the 2 mid. Down bottom lane, Faceless Void time walking away from that tier 1 as they have shoved pretty far forward, and Celery even going to block the large camp.
Slain by the beast.
Feels like Phoenix having a great time down here, though. Already well on his way to Necro 1. Double Sage's Mask, Quelling Blade so he can keep farming, and top of the CS board.
Phonic will have an extremely good game in this lane. He's playing with the Rubik, so minus damage. They have another stun. They have a slow, and I don't think they're gonna get contested by Snapfire and Faceless Void. Top lane, also off lane, are doing extremely well. It's not the, a guaranteed stun when we see Bloodseeker being paired up with something like Rubik's or like Vindranger. I call Vindranger a reliable stun because you're playing in this off lane where there's a lot of trees, a lot of ways to shackle people, and then combine that with Bloodright. But with Lina, it's I don't think it's that easy to execute.
Yeah, you got to play that tree line much more delicately, hiding in the fog to land these stuns. And you're also against a skewer, a mischief, and ways to escape. Decent blood right there. Very good at securing creeps, but also chipping away and trading regen with your opponents.
Next gets the Observer Ward. It's tough to play position 5 Magnus where you don't have enough mana sustain, you have some regen problems. You're a melee hero that, is trading hits against hero like Lina, so there's going to be a lot of right clicks. And Aramis, he might deal some damage if he lands a stun. That's a big if. We'll pretend we did not see that, so Mag will pop the healing salve and the clarity.
They're trying on Monkey, though.
Fairly low.
Mischief to try and get away from danger. Toby pretty speedy. But under this tier 1 tower, they are defending themselves. And it looks like Magnus going to walk away from the stun. Aramis running low on resources, but it's Toby the one that gets skewered around. And really here, Magnus's job is just defend the Monkey King, keep him safely farming as best he can.
Yeah, it's tough. Like, he needs to be using Courier constantly. And if they can kill his Courier, I think this top lane's done. He's actually gonna die.
That's first blood, yeah. He had to move away from that blood right, very well placed by Toby, and he couldn't cut through the trees as the Magnus. So 1-0 as Viking lead.
So far,
Three
so
of the
good
top
for
4
Viking.
farmers as well.
Yeah, mid lane doing extremely well. Alchemist already pressured out of the lane, was forced to TP out. The good kill on the top lane. Bottom lane, Faceless Void having same amount of CS as a Beastmaster at this point. I don't think Faceless Void on this bottom lane, but they can pressure him. They can't get a kill unless they get like level 6 on a Beastmaster faster than Faceless Void is 6. And now Alchemist forced to already get inside the jungle. Good skewer and shockwave with the Monkey King. Who's gonna get the bounty? Toby.
There's also Bounty in battle down bottom. Lil taking a scatter blast to the back of the head. Celery just going to get a little observer ward down. But 1-1 now is that nice little kill has come to fruition for HellRaisers. Lina returns straight back to the top player.
Boom. Cold snap just for Alchemist to miss 1 CS.
every delay on that Alchemist, it pays off in the long run. Because you were talking about potential contest of the stack and trying to get into the Alchemist jungle. Good skewer back. Aramis trapped under the tower. Great little play from HellRaisers. And with that tower damage, they will bring her down while Monkey King continues the battle with Toby. Doesn't have Boundless anymore, though, and the speedy Bloodseeker will just sprint away back to safety. But you were mentioning stacks, and with Magnus having to play the lane top, Rubik has to stick around bottom. There isn't really any moves into the jungle to build a bank for Alchemist. And
yeah,
we can even see Celery here.
Any stacks. Celery just blocking the camp, trying to farm it potentially to get a kill on a mid lane. If Alchemist steps forward, he's still level 5, just 1 CS from level 6.
And trying to close in around him and make a little smaller. As Xani now does have a soul ring, so we can get into that Chemical Rage. But the pings are coming. They know process of elimination here. The Viking have shoved the Alchemist into one area of the map that they know he has to be. And that's where Lina comes in hand with an Observer Ward now to keep that vision on him. Aramis stunning at the Magnus, just walking out. But now I guess that's a bit of a giveaway that Lina has placed a ward there.
Will he get the stack? No, Magnus trying to use the shockwave. At least Alchemist
Radiant's
is farming
top tower is under
with the
attack.
Empower, and Aramis in the zone trying to, you know, steal any kind of XP, steal any kind of CS. A little nice step dodge.
And a good little telekinesis there. Pops the fairy fire, doesn't get away. Still had a few stick charges, but opts to die instead. And now we've got the try mid lane as both of the side lanes become 1v1s. Everyone vying for control around these mid tier 1 towers. But this is primarily coming back to your point about Viking needing access into the jungle areas, right? You take that mid tier 1, all of a sudden contesting Alchemist becomes, 100% easier.
Vikings lineup is not very good at taking towers. They need to rotate a lot of heroes, get a kill, or they need to play with the catapults. Beastmaster is level 6. There's Necro 1 already there. Same goes for Faceless Void. Ulti is ready.
Illusion.
Make a rotation if they want to grab a kill. I think one of the supports need to start getting some XP on the mid lane. See Lil understanding that he can't approach from the left side because trees are already gone. And then they're going to be using shockwaves and fade bolt to try to dodge this. Beastmaster's mid. That's a big kill.
They do cash. Good cookie. Boom. Trying to get him out of danger. The Light Striker in the tornado, keeping Beastmaster at bay, and he gets to go walk off. Skewer in, but no reveal. So Boom is out of there, forcing a massive rotation from HellRaisers, who do keep their tower alive for now. But that is a hefty amount of commitment.
They needed to get a kill there, and the Alchemist needed to, get a stack for himself and keep farming. The thing is, if your Magnus is being involved in team fights, and he's only position 5, that means your Alchemist is not going to have Empower to farm with.
Yeah, that's why right now Magnus is next to the tier 2 mid lane. Hello, Empower.
Dire's top tower is
Give it
under
to my
attack.
Alchemist as Monkey King is now the one charged with holding on to mid. Tornado EMP. Raindrops are popping out for Nyx down to half health. And Viking come in for round 3. Still waiting for that second catapult wave, but continually forcing the pressure into mid lane and forcing the hand of HellRaisers. They are looking for the defensive chrono. Ooh. Ooh. Well,
Bit of Kale.
Beastmaster is ruptured. Bloodright is about to land. But it looks like Faceless Void is already bailing on this.
Faceless Void out. There's no telekinesis. There's no fade bolt. 2 fairy fires on Beastmaster. I see 1, 2 boars. So yeah, I think he should be fine.
Should be all right. We'll see. They do have TPs potentially from any of... Grandma doesn't, but Invoker or Lina could swim bottom. But it feels like the main plan here for Viking is just to keep playing mid lane. Make sure HellRaisers are on edge and uncomfortable with where they are positioning to try and farm. Alchemist, Radiant, and BKB queued up. Still a pretty long road for him to kind of catch up to where he wants to be. So yeah, Beastmaster's fine. And TP Void up towards top to farm. Monkey King is tracking up there. Leaping across the canopy, bouncing from tree to tree.
Up on Monkey at one point, and now he switched to BKB. Getting Aghanim Scepter when you have Alchemist in the team, eventually if the game's going well.
Oh, the chainstone's not quite perfect, but it looks like they should still have this kill regardless. Empowered Monkey whacking away.
It's also Faceless Void's TP that is on cooldown for 40 seconds, so he needs to walk into the jungle or walk back to the lane. It also gives Alchemist some extra time. Whenever you have Alchemist in the team, try to make something happen on the map.
Funnick is just going in here looking for the solo kill, but Boom will be able to hold him back. Good little EMP, but Ghost Walk required. Funnick is so strong with all the summons he's got, the Boar and the Necro units. Bloodright getting dodged out. Funnick makes his hasty escape as the Cookie and the Scatterblast just about connecting into the back of Funnick. One more hit should do the job here, and that's it. Invoker grabs the kill as Necro units are still giving chase on Toby.
That's a lot of commitment from that Beastmaster. That's one way to look at it. I mean, your Alchemist is farming. I still don't see any kind of stacks. Lil will try to stack 2 camps at once. See if he manages to do so. There we go. But these are some big stacks. There's still tier 1 tower standing on the mid lane.
Radiant structures
They have
are
some kind of a barricade that blocks the entrance to their own forest.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
What a barricade of Magnus and Rubik. And they've got some pretty good observer wards up, the Dire team, to scout the entrances to the jungle. Like, they see Aramis, they know the Luna's coming. Radiant even scanning forward to see where the Ark is sitting.
The build on Monkey King, like, he can't afford to get Aghanim Scepter because,
Radiant's
like,
bottom tower
you know
is
you're
under
playing with the
attack.
Alchemist
Oh, catch.
and the team, and
Invoker. He's going to try and turn here with a Bloodright Rupture onto Magnus. TPing back home. He does have RP, but deciding
He's
not to
Radiant's
stick around.
bottom
Cancels the
tower has
TP.
fallen.
Rupture stolen.
I
Dire's
still
top
feel like he
tower
should
is
have
under attack.
tried to go back. He's sitting at half HP or playing against the Bloodseeker. Look at him zooming in. 460
Dire's top
move
tower
speed.
has fallen.
And the stacks.
Radiant's
Oh, this is
bottom tower is under
This is a
attack.
big item. Any kind of mana item that you can get on your position 5 mags, like a Magneto tree or Arcane Ring, where you have constant mana sustain, and he has like clarity and infused raindrops to keep stacking the jungle and empowering the heroes that they need to be empowered.
Radiant's
and then
bottom
also
tower
having
is
enough
under
mana
attack.
to join a fight. Try to use a skewer and RP. Like at one
Radiant
point,
structures
eventually your
are
mag
fortified.
is gonna get a blink dagger.
At one point, it'll come. Even dragging a creep wave for the Alchemist to farm it a little closer to his safe triangle. But we see here Boom sneaking around in Ghost Walk, looking for the Monkey and Beastmaster, finding the tag with a cold snap and the tornado, but a good cancel there, stopping Aramis from landing any stuns. Unfortunately, Monkey King's already done. Now Funny's gonna get chased down, hounded by the Bloodseeker with the Bloodright landing, the TP's death cookie on top of him. Into the trees they go. And Viking very well played.
I don't think we can call this move a space. They lost a carry Monkey King, they lost a core Beastmaster. Oof, I'm a bit worried how this game is developing for HellRaisers. This is not a greatest timing for Radiance. It's still gonna be like a 14-minute mark.
Does feel a little slow as we see the replay back. HellRaisers trying to play that bottom edge of the map, pressuring tier 2. But Viking catch them with the wraparound. And now straight from that bottom side in towards mid again. Viking want to continue applying this pressure as Magnus, considering the skewer, maybe an RP, the rupture there. Out from Rubik onto Boom. Earn used with the chrono onto 3. In we come, but where's the damage? There's no kisses. It's just single target focus as Rubik will lose his life. Alchemist just can pop the chemical rage, so chrono for a position 4. Viking not getting a massive amount out of the team fight.
We'll take that.
Oh, Alchemist,
Radiant's
he has
top
trust the
tower
shovel and has been blessed by Gabe and finds a rune for himself. Mag, yeah, Mag seems pretty dead to me.
Mag is,
That to this?
yeah, Mag is dragging them away from Alchemist. Kasani runs one way, Kick runs the other.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Full Spirit Vessel on Invoker, so your Alchemist is not going to be super efficient with that regeneration. Same goes for Monkey King. They're going to need any kind of dispel they can get. That's why Monkey is getting BKB as first item. And there's also a BKB queued up on Alchemist.
And they want to be able to deal with that Invoke. And Alina, they try onto the Monkey King. Agnes coming in. Shad grabs the bounty rune, and the Multipus Kiss is going to be landing short range now. Blood right after Yules, but the skewer to the high ground keeps Kicked alive. And HellRaisers hold out now on that high ground. Try ward and de-ward the same area as Funnick is that kind of loose man playing wide out up on top.
Man, Funnick,
HellRaisers are all very tight together.
7-minute Necro 1, and there's no item progression. Like, he's gonna get Necro Book 2 at 15
Dire's
minutes.
middle tower
He
is
doesn't
under
have to play
attack.
with, that's the problem. Like, he needs just a bit of extra damage to get a kill on pretty much anyone. I don't think he can kill Faceless Foot, considering the item build that he's going for. He has
Radiant's
2000
top
HP with
tower
power
is
treads
under
on
attack.
strength. Going for the
Radiant
kind of same item build as in the previous game, at least the starting one, Power Treads, Hand of Midas, then getting Titan's Halberd to get the mag.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Funnick, I think he felt it coming, and he's going to try roar, but the cold snap stopping him as he lifts his arms. And Celery on a killing spree. And I think to add to your point, you really do look at the net worth of Monkey and Beastmaster right now. Compare it to Alchemist, of course, who's been given a lot of space. But then the question, you know, in the next 4 or 5 minutes, was it worth it? Neglecting your Monkey King, making sure Beastmaster doesn't get that progression, as Alchemist needs a BKB and they're catching out mid lane. A nice little play there from Lil, but not enough to finish off the Lina. Shockwave misses, and out goes Lil. Oh, Rupture into skew. Feels bad for kicked. Boom is still going. Speedy Invoker.
This game falling apart for HellRaisers. They need those BKBs on Alchemist and on Monkey King, and then they need to start a fight. Magnus still struggling. Like, he's buying all these small items. He's not gonna get that Blink Dagger because they're not getting any kills. They're not getting towers, and he bought a Magic Stick, a Ventlace, full Tranquil Boots, sitting at only 50 golds. It's gonna be very hard for him to get a Blink Dagger in this game.
Yeah, he is a glorified Empower bot right now.
Dire's
Where are my
middle tower
calls? Who
is
needs
under
Empower?
attack.
Come to me. Viking yet again on the aggressive. That first step forward up to the high ground, but in comes the lift. Telekinesis to catch out the Snapfire, who cookies nearly onto the high ground. But that will be a finish onto Celery. And the rest of Viking back in the way, trying to connect up with a Void.
Right now, HellRaisers, they need to get whatever they can. There's the first BKB we were talking about. Alchemist getting one pretty soon, just needs to clear one camp, and then he's ready to take a fight.
Double damage.
That should be a big swinging point for HellRaisers, as they are 4,000 net worth behind right now. 10-4, closing in on 20 minutes. And the perfect spot for Viking to play from, as they very nearly catch out the Beastmaster. This triangle area allows them to basically pincer movement both into mid-tier 2 and the bot lane. But they do miss out on potential Roche control. And HellRaisers have the opportunity to steal it, but not really the best heroes right now.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
The 5v5 mid lane. And the smoke from HR. Out they come. Leaping forward. Monkey King scouting, and they're trying to bait with this Alchemist on the front lines.
Dire's bottom tower.
You've been talking about it, the double BKB timing. It is HR's moment to shine.
This is it. They need to get stuff done. Like, they need to get a big kill. I don't think Lina is that kill. Also, they can't get Roche if they kill Lina, so they need a bigger kill. But they'll get what they can.
Wait for it. RMS is the only one showing. Viking had 3 heroes by their mid-tier 1, and Void was spread out
Radiant's
off to that
top
bottom
tower
lane.
is under attack. Dire's bottom tower is under
does
attack.
alleviate a little bit of that pressure. HellRaisers no longer finding a tier 2, able to get out on the map and make another play. We still need to see an RP from Magnus. You're talking about his Blink Dagger not going to be coming soon, but feel at some point he's got to press that button and cast his ultimate.
It will be very tough for him to actually get a good RP in this game.
Dire's
Playing into
bottom
EMP
tower
is a
under
pain in the
attack.
ass for him, for sure.
We'll take that. Time is money.
Arcanery.
Like EMP and Bloodright together on the same team. Even if you don't hit them, they're great zoning tools. Just that massive AoE you get from them.
Radiant are scanning.
Radiant scan knows that there are people in their triangle. Magnus, Monkey, and then Beastmaster is nearby as that third link. So they want to try and smoke and clear this area out. Get rid of any Roshan wards that HellRaisers potentially placed. HR missing 2 heroes, Alchemist and Rubik still stuck around mid. Monkey now leaving to go farm out bottom lane. If HellRaisers can get out of here only losing Magnus, or even looks like losing nobody, that's a really nice move, as Lena potentially going to get jumped on here by a Rubik. Lift up and drag it back into the Hungry Alchemist as the land will strike a ray and blow up Aramis. Finally taken out. Skewer RP. Always thinking about it. Magnus really wanted the two-man there, but threats the needle. But holds on to the RP for now as the Rupture Blood right. Oh my god, Magnus, you're so low. Careful, buddy. The kisses are coming.
Is under attack.
Grandma smooches the Magnus and he's gone.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire are scanning. Radiant structures are fortified.
They do have Medallion on Celery. Minus armor from Little Shredder. So Roshan accelerated really nicely here. HellRaisers are maneuvering to contest. Roche half HP. So Edge could get in here and start to kick things off, but a double damage rune Void. The Alacrity hitting for about 300 now. Oh yes. Oh, quick little roar, cookie out of the bag. They get RS away from danger. Shad is in onto Phonic now. Coming in though is the kill on Tobias. The HellRaisers securing Roshan. Definitely flashes there and Shad moves in, but the RP catches him. He doesn't get the chrono off. He does now. Finally, but Nix has picked up the Aegis already. Shad kicks off the Magnus, but Viking, this is not looking great for them. Monkey jumping back in again with a power spring on the Chad. Cooking forward. Deep on Shad. The Halberd's there and the Void is out. Somehow escaping. Boom may not have the same luxury though. Scout it out here and Monkey can continue jumping forward, but the HellRaisers don't want to give chase. They got the Roshan, they have Aegis in the hands of the Monkey King. What a disaster in the pit, Lacoste.
Mountain is literally right.
BKB, so a little worries there. The Shad comes in again. Poor little Magnus. Blown off the face of the map, but that's okay. It is the position 5, keeping the Alchemist alive. And making sure that Kasani now, with his BKB off cooldown, can continue to defend this mid-tier 2. Good advice from Lacoste. Swap out those neutral items. Viking. You're talking about round 7 on Magnus Death. This is like round 7 on the tier 2 mid attempt. The classic 5v5 mid lane.
Hold on to your taters.
Phonic with Necro 3 now aiming for the Blink Dagger. As we're still yet to see the big wombo combo from Viking. We need that chrono with the kisses, with the blood right, and the EMP. So far, no real intention for the Aghanim Scepter from Boom, so he's not going to go for the big old Sunstrikes play into the chrono.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
That should help.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Yeah, he's going to have a lot of steroids pumped into him. He's going to need them. As Kasani now reaching 20,000 net worth. 7k ahead of the Void. The Blade is coming pretty quickly for your Alchemist now.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
HellRaisers
attack.
looking to defend top tier 2. Start off with the Boundless Strike and the Telekinesis. Light Strike Array holds Nick's back, but in comes Kasani. Pops the stun onto Void and the RP, but they don't have the finishing blow. Void Shad is going to walk away with the time walk out, and Toby's going to retreat off to the left as well.
Radiant's
HellRaisers
bottom tower
spending,
is under
what,
attack.
3 ultis for nothing?
Illusion.
Very aggressive. He does have Aegis, and I guess it was going to expire in a minute anyway. Laguna played. Okay, Aramis really wanted him dead. Monkey's probably going to have to pop a BKB to escape from here, though, as Nick's still getting stuck up in the ice wall. Blood right coming. Nick's turns to fight, and the backstab. Well, it's not going to come from HR. It'll be the Faceless Void looking for any straggling targets. High ground wall removed. And yet again, this head-to-head, it's like a cold war between these two sides as they battle, they poke, they have proxy wars, but no one really committing for the proper big fight yet.
Dire are scanning.
What is that dire scan on? Was that a Bloodseeker illusion? A sense of fear from HellRaisers. Now without Aegis. Funky King with Aghanim Scepter now, though. From the end of the draft, it felt like potentially HellRaisers would be the ones kind of smoking and looking to play into Beastmaster, who has the vision, who has the Hawk, the ability to pick off targets. But so far it's just been trying to mitigate losses and keep Alchemist farming. When we get to the point where Alchemist's farm kind of hits the wall and Void catches up?
Dire's middle tower.
Alchemist, he's pretty big. He's getting closer to full Abyssal Blade, getting closer to level 20. I mean, it's not that big of a deal when he hits 20, but I still feel, you know, getting into super late game, Invoker will have Exort maxed out, still not getting that.
Is under attack.
You know, Cataclysm build, so it's just building different kind of items. Spirit Vessel, going for Lincoln Sphere. I see Shiva's Guard being queued up, but your Faceless Void, he's a one-man army if you throw all these buffs on him.
Gonna get found. Boom and Aramis both here to blow him up. They're also getting the RP in the back. There's another fight kicking off. Void's there with his BKB going, but Shad needs the help to retreat. And I think you might have to restart your V-Mixer call. As a smoke from Viking, it's coming back in. Forecast is all good again. As Toby trying with, and he rolls into LSA, but the BKB from Nick, the chrono into the back from Shad. But the focus is coming now from Ramar. Beautiful Mormons kisses with the meteor, and they're both gone. Dire support's annihilated, and Alchemist, he's isolated. He's got to get out of there with a BKB. The ring is burning onto Toby, so he will get a retreating kill. As Kasani, pretty much last man standing here, but for how long? Monkey King, what can he do to save the day? He leaps in with a roll from Funnick. They're fucking boom, the Invokers. He's doomed. Gone and removed from the game, as Funnick is going to get turned on now. Viking with Shad claiming the bounty on Funnick. They do find another frag. As HellRaisers frantically trying to defend their high ground and that triangle they're farming in.
Yeah, I mean, this type of a fight, HellRaiser, they're backing up, you know, it's not looking good for them. Monkey King, he deals a lot of damage with the Aghanim Scepter, and he has Dragon Scale on top of that, so it's a bit of chip damage, but still, if they can get the bigger kills, like Invoker, and he has a Lincoln Sphere right now, so doesn't need to care about being lifted or being roared, and need to remove the Lincoln Sphere with one of those spells, and not sure which spell that's gonna be, you know, Alchemist with Unstable Concoction, or if there's Abyssal Blade. Like, you do not want to waste Abyssal Blade on that.
Radiant's
so Rubik
middle
Fate
tower
Bolt
is
seems
under
like
attack.
the best idea.
Radiant structures are fortified.
That's really the only option they've got, it feels like. HellRaisers' very bold move into mid-tier 1. 5 alive here for Viking, but like you're saying, you know, Chrono down for 60 means that Viking are going to be playing a little more passively until that's back up. Speaking of back up, Roshan's alive. HR smoking up north. Now heading west, trying to cut off Viking if they wanted to get out across the map. And I think with Funix showing top lane here, Viking could fall into the trap.
Next Roche is up. That's Cheese and Aegis. Let's see how fast it goes down. Magnus also getting closer to his Blink Dagger, just 400 gold away. They're the ones controlling the vision with the book, with the hawk.
Radiant.
This is Aegis and Cheese. Sunstrike scouting. But Viking can't get there fast enough. They've got a away, Toby glimmered, but in comes Monkey King. He wants to play with the Invoker here. Boom trying to sprint out away, but the roar on Toby is what they connect on. And HellRaisers take the easy pickings. And this game really feels like it's shifted pretty heavily now as HellRaisers through with a massive amount of momentum. Like the winds are in their sails right now. They are definitely cruising.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Oh, stolen Blood Rage from Rubik. That's gonna be some extra attack speed on Alchemist. There's AC. Also, I mean, the Beastmaster aura on top of that. Like, Alchemist is gonna hit like a truck.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
He is going to be an absolute beast. Who does he start giving Aghanim Scepters to? He's got Axe queued up. Give one to Rubik.
Monkey King already bought the one for himself.
Mag is like whatever, pos 5.
Yeah, Beastmaster. I guess you give it to...
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
There's some really nice stuff. Anything you steal.
Everyone else is pretty old.
Like Invoker,
average.
Snapfire is good if you steal LSA from Lina, so you can just cycle those.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Viking on the back foot.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Boom. Running around in Ghost Walk for the past 5 minutes. If they catch the roar onto Shad, Faceless, they've got the chase stuns, not quite enough. Time Walk will get him a bit of distance. The chase is still on though. Time dilation to slow down HellRaisers now. Faceless Void wants to make the full retreat. Aramis though might just be found. Forced to cancel TP and Yule's the Beastmaster. And Shad playing this tree line, skirting around the edges of the battle. The chase onto Aramis, it finally will come to a conclusion. Nyx will take a pick on Lina.
I thought they were going to have enough. Monkey King did not use his Boundless to try to go on Void and just stun lock him. They have 5 stuns plus Abyssal Blade on Alchemist. They should have more than enough, even though he has some status resistance coming on from Heaven's Halberd and Titan Sliver. That's around like 30% status resistance. What does it say? 12%. That's not correct.
It says 29.6 for me. On Void?
Yeah, nice bug.
Shad straight in onto Xani, but the RP! Oh, the jump from Kicks! He saved the Alchemist! Beautifully done, and then comes the stolen Chrono! Will says good night to you, Viking! 2 easy picks there as the double kill for Nyx comes through, and Monkey King standing his ground inside the Wukon's command. Moves up onto Alk. Halberded and stunned. He can pop the cheese, but decides not to. And yet again, another fight that goes one way and then swings the other.
Well, even if he had the cheese, there was still Spirit Vessel on him, so he would not
Viking
get
out
much
across the
value
map.
out of that, and they already lost
Defending
that
bottom
fight.
lane, losing the tier 3,
Vikings
yes.
expending some
But they want to
buybacks. So
Time is money.
So now it's Vikings' turn.
Dire's structures
2 heroes
are
dead for
fortified.
20 and 50 seconds.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Glyph to keep the tier 2 alive. I guess Monkey still has Aegis for another minute. But it doesn't feel like he'll be
Dire's
able to
middle
get too
tower
much done
has
with that.
fallen.
Monkey is actually dealing some sick damage right now with the Aghanim Scepter and the Monkey King bar. I mean, imagine having your own King bar, like Garrett's King bar. I don't think it would be that efficient in game. Like, what does it do? What does it do? It deals 20 self damage per second, and it silences you.
I mean, that should be your one. You were muted for 5 minutes. The Costi. What was Fluke calling again? Gaza and Costi.
Costi.
Have the Costi King bar. HellRaisers now all alive again, trying to connect with their Monkey King top lane. Viking will have Chrono back in 40 seconds. And boom, casual plate mail just being delivered out to him. And here come the angry hordes. Aegis does get reclaimed. At least 3 minutes now for Roshan to respawn. The pings are coming out onto Shad. Faceless Void was the only one from Viking showing out on the map.
Attack. Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Lacoste, what needs to happen here for HellRaisers to break the base?
I mean, they know there's 2 buybacks to cooldown, so they're... No, I'm here. So they're gonna use this info that they have no buybacks on 2 heroes and try to get at least one of those. Mag finally, with the Blink Dagger, managed to find a good RP. Now even has a Flicker, and I love what he's using. Like, he's cycling all of his neutral items. I'm gonna use this Philosopher's Stone. I'm gonna use Trusty Shovel. Try to get 1 rune for Alchemist. He gets some extra gold, and for his team.
Ooh, a Minotaur Horn now dropping for the Monkey King.
That's a big one.
Double BKB. And they immediately smoke. Viking were also kind of lurking around smoked, waiting on the fringe of this bottom jungle. 13,000 net worth lead for HellRaisers, though, you know, indicated with the Blink Necro 3 on Funnick, that jump initiation strength from him. Blink Glimmer Ether Lens on Lil's Rubik. Tons of money on their position 4 there for HellRaisers. Lena does have an Aghanim as that counterpart on Viking. Going for Refresher Orb next.
Top tower is under attack.
There's no blade mails or anything here for HellRaisers. Oh, that's an illusion. The Toby illusion's cave gonna get jumped up by Kasani. They've caught out the Alchemist. Now he's stunned up and slowed on his retreat out. Flicker not working out for him. Another blade blasting him. In comes the Chrono and Kasani's done. HellRaisers getting baited by Toby, overplaying their hand. And Shady is thirsty for more. He wants to kill Lil. Where is it? Rubik, come here, buddy. Funnick's gonna spot Legs of Bayers in the back. We do have Magnus with the Monkey King playing on to Boom. But Nix is left. He is stranded. He'll eat the cheese and fry the Shad, but where's his team? Team! Where have you gone? Magnus ran away with no RP.
Oh, we've all been there. There's one to actually back him up. Everyone just failed. Alchemist needs to be more careful, and this is something that a lot of the top tiers teams are actually doing, baiting that illusion escape, especially if you have like Shadow Demon in the team. You create illusion of the hero that you know they want to go for, especially the heroes that they don't have buyback on.
Well, now Monkey gone for 60 seconds. Opportunity for Viking.
Dire's middle tower is
They
under
still
attack.
don't feel comfortable enough to actually go high ground, so it's going to be maintaining these lanes, trying to shove out top, get into that dark jungle, grab the outpost, which is really why here Funnick is in such a great spot to not only clear out bot wave, but also maybe catch out Celery. The Grandma does have the backup of Invoker, who's going to tornado forward onto the little summons from Funnick. Slow down the Grandma.
Oh, Lel. Take
on
RP.
two. That's a good point. The boom they go. The damage looks good, but they need a little bit more help. The ball, he's going to come and slow Invoker down, and Funnick will blink forward to get that closing little bit of damage that they need. But Boom is surviving. The Cross is healing him up, and in comes the Void and the Bloodseeker. Magnus now down as the chase onto Lil Rubik. They've saved the Invoker, and they'll get 2 bonus kills on top of it.
They need to bring like 1 damage deal to a team fight, either a Monkey King or Alchemist. Otherwise, they don't have enough damage. And look at the gold difference right now.
Non-existent. That's where the goal difference has gone. Viking still trying to figure out how to get across that river and do something with the little team fight victories they're getting from time to time.
Bloodseeker is actually so tanky in this item build. He has a save for himself with the Yule Scepter, has a full Crimson Guard and a mech.
He is one tanky boy, the Aura bot. Running around and saving everybody. Viking 5 men strong. They can get immediate pickups here just with the Lina getting a catch on Magnus. Not even going to use Laguna Blade. I think RMS cancelled animation there, realizing Magnus was already dead. Oh, a DD top. Roshan is alive.
It's looking all Viking at the moment. Like, even though it's a 7k gold lead for HellRaisers, when you have Alchemist in your team 42 minutes in, it doesn't really matter that much. Roche, Cheese Aegis, and Refresher Shard. With the Faceless Void in the team and Invoker, that's a dope one.
Easy Roshan.
Radiant are scanning.
Radiant scanning for where Funnick's been hiding. He's a little further north. 4,000 gold saved up on Funnick, and it seems like Lacoste, we're not the only ones with a few little lags. The players have got them as well. Something wrong with the internet today.
Yeah, everyone is just staying at home, you know, using all the bandwidth. So Faceless Void level 26, that means that he has 20% backtrack, Aegis, Refresher. How do you kill this guy? Like, they only managed to bring him only once throughout this whole game.
It feels much stronger than the previous game, right? I guess skipping AC and slotting in that BKB has helped him tremendously in these team fights to only have 1 death in this match. Who did Out give Aghanims to? I just noticed his net worth dropped from like 32,000 to about 29. So Rubik does have that, you're right.
Monkey King already has one for himself. Getting Beastmaster one is not the best one. Wild Axes with no cooldown. You know, I don't think that's a good Aghanims upgrade. Master Magnus, it's your position 5 Magnus, so you don't get much value from the skewer.
Especially, yeah, position 5 Magnus with a skewer. He's not going to be doing much with that mana pool of his being pretty tragic already. Boom has been consistently just hunting with his Ghost Walk, looking for anyone hiding in the trees. As they do want to shift top for that tier 2, and they can still potentially play into both top and middle if they're feeling bold enough. Have you felt much impact from Monkey King this game? Always seems like a hero that is like very hit or miss. Like he's all in destroying, or he's just being annihilated himself.
It's a safe lane Monkey King with Empowered. You know, you have I I think the laning stage didn't go well for them. You have Magnus as your position 5. You have Alchemist in your team, so this hero wants to be in jungle. I don't necessarily think Monkey King is a bad hero. Wouldn't really rate him that he's a top tier, but you know, in this type of situation, I would call this a very tough Monkey King game.
A lot on his plate. Needs to keep backing up that Alchemist as well. But at the very least, HellRaisers have some exceptional forms of split pushing. Both Funnick and Nick play these side lane tree lines. Relative safety. Something that we didn't really talk about much in the draft is the fact that HellRaisers do have a number of vision heroes and the ability to kind of leap from lane to lane and play much more of a macro game if need be, whereas Viking, it feels like they're very, a tight-knit group. They want to get the combos, they want to team fight together as 5, but they have been able to utilize Boom's Invoker with the Aramis Lina, especially that pairing, which are up top right now. And able to get some kills off it. 24 levels on your position 4 Lina. She's got 14,000 net worth. Aramis having a cracking game here. It's the 3 game 2.
We have some heroes approaching level 25, Invoker level 3 at the moment. We already mentioned that Void hit his. They have no abilities that can break him. That's one way to deal with the backtrack. Monkey King is level 25, so additional Wukong's command ring talent, pretty standard stuff. Alchemist getting closer to his 25.
Which one do you take? Regeneration? Even into the Spirit Vessel? 50 speed doesn't seem that amazing.
And yeah, with the Flicker, you have a way of dispelling that Spirit Vessel, so I guess you just take Legion.
True. Clever Lacoste. Monkey illusions. They're pretty tanky. Boom, Aramis, and Celery all having to deal with it. Things slow down a touch as HellRaisers smoke down to the southern portion of the map, knowing that with Void having Aegis for 3.5 minutes and they've got cheese and everything else here, it's a difficult fight just to wait for Viking to come to you. Then, they're going to find Shad. He's going to time walk. He gets a haste rune. HellRaisers were so close to seeing that Void.
Dire's top tower.
Because of the pause, we still have 3 minutes left on the Aegis.
Dire's
feels
top
like
tower has fallen.
Aegis fire by now, but it's actually not gonna. So they're gonna go on the high ground. They feel very confident. There's still a refresher on favorite Void.
Radiant's
Cheese.
HellRaisers
by Snapfire.
HellRaisers are faster. They already brought that tier 3 bottom down, so they're going to force Viking back to defend. Rubik mid might get jumped by Shad. Looks like nah. Jumps away. And very nice little play from HR. Making sure Viking back away from the top take and doing a little bit of chip damage to bottom barracks, even though it will regenerate as the melee barracks does. And finally, Monkey King will decide to come back and defend. HR do still have that Hawk over in the base, scouting anyone who wants to clear that bottom wave.
For the twins.
Radiant right now playing with pretty limited vision. 1 deep obs ward in that top jungle. That's why they come in now, try and...
Maintaining vision against the Beastmaster with the Hawk, so he sees you where you're placing the obs, getting rid of the vision with the Necro units. Necro units and 2 catapults pushing the wave in on the bottom. Lina addressing that issue. She's the one holding onto Refresher with Aghanim Scepter. She can pretty much blow anyone up. It's a pure damage. It's exactly 1,000 pure damage. 999.
Yeah, 999.00. That is an aesthetically pleasing number on the Lina.
Money.
So, Viking really showing bottom lane just illusions and spam from Bloodseeker. Keep that wave shoved out. Bloodseeker doesn't have a way to rejoin his team. So the 4 heroes shoving mid from Viking and, well, Shad straight up onto high ground with a time walk. They pop the Lincolns in the back, though, and get the Roar down. Cookie back in the Buddha Cave there, and Boom is safe and sound. While Funnick might not have the same luxury of surviving, though. Laguna bladed and hit into the ground by the bashes of Void. And HellRaisers lose their off lane. He does have buyback, though.
There's no point to use a buyback. You already used the Roar. Book is on cooldown. You're not getting too much value out of your buyback on a Beastmaster with the cooldowns. Look at this attack.
30 seconds. Yeah, Void is hitting hard, but he doesn't have long on this Aegis. 20 seconds remain. Void wants to, finishing off a barracks mid, moving up the top, clearing out tier 3. A blink RP here, though, could be big if Magnus is able to land it onto multiple heroes. Even with the repair kit, though, that Void structurally crippling this dire base. And still holding on to Chrono. Aegis reclaimed now.
Lincoln Sphere on Bloodseeker, so they can use 2 Lincoln Spheres on a target, plus a Solar Crest, Alacrity, Blood Rage. I don't think you have enough to bring the Faceless Void down. You only managed to kill him once throughout the whole game. I see Scotty being queued up, so that's going to be some extra stats, extra survivability on him. At one point, he gets Aghanim Scepter, goes in, bashes you with every single time walk. It's looking very rough for HellRaisers.
Multiple heroes they just can't touch. Unkillable Viking heroes. 3,000 gold saved up on Celery's Grandma too. 4th staff Q. Would love to see an Aghanim Scepter come out for her again, though. Still in this perpetual struggle of bottom lane shoving in, though. Viking can't really capitalize on these nice plays they're making. It might
when you have Alchemist.
Go on, Lacoste.
When he's in your team, you know you have like late game secured. Everyone's gonna get Ags upgrades. Not in this game. Like, I don't see them scaling with those items. Monkey already used his own goal to get the Aghanims. Beastmaster is not really the hero that's going to benefit from it. Rubik, yeah, he's fine, but, you know, Mag position 5 also does not benefit from it either. Don't get me wrong, having Aghanim Scepter is much better than not having it, but I don't think it's worth it to spend 4,000 gold on the hero just to get your position 5 Mag and Ags.
Yeah, it feels like at this point, honestly, both teams kind of waiting for their next Roshan to come around. 1 minute for fast spawn. At the very least, Viking did get that ranged barracks mid, so tipping the scales in their favor ever so slightly in map equilibrium. All it takes, though, is one good jump from Funnick to find that perfect catch onto the perfect hero, if it is that Faceless Void. A lot of wombo combo potential from both teams. So it starts to come down to this vision. Who has the upper hand in terms of information? Dire, be focused with vision down
Radiant
towards their triangle in that farming area for the Alchemist. Well, Radiant have a couple of good ones here, watching rune spots, watching little ramps, transitional spots from lane to lane. Oh, the time walk. Is Lil escaping? It looks like he has just about got away from the grasps of Viking.
Let's just wait for another Roche. No need to rush anything. Cheese, Aegis, Refresher, and the Aghanim Scepter will be there. He will respawn in 40 seconds.
Here comes HellRaisers, though. They know they need to contest this or try and steal it. Monkey King sees Void. Time inflation into the Boundless Strike. The Roar is there. And on top of Shad, they go with Abyssal Blades flowing through the pull off the Void. Streak gone by the Chameleon. LP catches one. Is on top of Celery now with the Wukong's command. It's a big golden circle with a lot of monkeys, but they don't get the stuns they need. Viking retreat. Now a turn with Shad. Deafening blast there. Stolen by Lil and turned onto the void. What's he stolen? He's got time dilation, but not for long. Aramis shuts it down with a Laguna Blade, and the chase is on. Toby finding Nyx. Monkey King with no BKB, holding Satanic for now. But Funnick doesn't have Raw. They don't have the backup they need to save the Monkey. And Chad, he wants the Chrono. On to Nyx. The Clism coming. Kill off the Monkey King. Buyback available. And a good stolen Chrono from Lil. But do they have the damage? Kasani. Alchemist can't fight into Chrono.
They have 4
Kasani
so
trying.
they can't deal damage inside of Chronosphere, even if it's stolen. Now they need to rush back into the Roche pit and secure their Aegis for Faceless Void. He still has that Chrono. He used Refresher. There's the other one.
And it's the perfect as well. Shan BKB make this all work out for them. They kill off Nyx and Monkey dieback. They'll come with the Magnus again with a buyback for him as Alchemist trying to battle in with the 4 heroes of Vikings surrounding him though. Kasani's got no option but to run and hide. Toby sprinting forward with a Shad. The bashes are landing. The Raw is defensive. Holding up Bloodseeker back, but Aramis. The big zaps from these Laguna Blades forcing the buyback from Alchemist and Viking. They are hunting into the bait. Rupture onto Funnick. This could be it. Game over it looks like as Viking with 5 still standing. Clear up yet another HR hero. They found the Magnus in the back. Look at towards mid lane. Aramis and Toby are giving chase. Spider legs and skewers getting back as Shad in the base once more. Lil's Rubik trying to glimmer away. Funnick, Kasani thinking about how they get in. But Viking, with those unkillable heroes, they lose one guy who comes straight back into battle immediately.
Yeah, now they're going to take the Roche. Such a big play, giving him the Refresher Shard, and he uses it, gets a good Chrono. They secure a kill on Monkey King, already used the buyback. And I think, Gary, this is a game. They had a good plan on HellRaisers where they threw everything they had on Faithless Void, but you know he's going to have a buyback.
When he buys back, coming in with Refresher Shard Chronos, it's going to be a rough one for you HellRaisers. 4th Roshan.
Of eternity.
Where did that Aghanims go? Who's got the axe?
Ah, you give it to
Void wants it.
Yeah.
Now with a time walk back. Another Refresher Shard. So they'll have double Chrono in about 65 seconds. A single one in 40 if they want to use it that way. Cataclysm with that maxed out exort from Invoker finally being showed off is what we've been waiting 54 minutes for. The full team fight execution from Viking proving too much for HellRaisers to stand up against.
There's so much disarm. AoE, Deafening Blast now on Invoker, Heaven's Halberd. It's very tough for these, melee heroes. They have 4 melee heroes. Lil landed a sick stolen Chronosphere, but there's no follow-up. They don't have damage. Unless he catches them on the very edge, which is extremely hard.
Radiant's bottom barracks are under attack.
Now even Toby has Aghanims.
Money to burn.
Boots of travel on Invoker. At the drop of a hat, can rejoin the rest of his team. Difficult days ahead for HellRaisers. Thinking about, oh dear. Oh dearie me. I think he forgot to press his blink button. They were trying to telekinesis into blink RP, skewer back into the base, into a roar, into whatever else they've got. But you fail one link of that chain, one domino doesn't topple, the whole chain reaction comes crumbling down.
I hope our observer didn't catch that one.
I think he did. So now you don't have blink RP for 100 seconds. Bloodthorn.
Just pretend you have it. Act like you do.
Just blink into the middle of them all. See what their reaction is. Bloodthorn Alchemist skipping out on the Silk Edge, which he had queued for a while. Viking just playing this poke and prod game.
Dire's middle barracks.
They can take down this melee racks eventually, slowly but surely.
Dire's middle barracks.
Our He's
And now
still
top
60
lane.
seconds down. Man, Aramis is going
times.
ham. He's the one.
Oh, hello.
The chrono.
In we come with a cataclysm chrono. Kisses from the Snapfly, landing beautifully onto the heads of HellRaisers, and 2 heroes dead without buyback. As Shad's Faceless Void still has the Aegis. It's pop BKB, that's for sure, but he'll chase on the Alchemist and Rubik's in trouble. One batch is all Shad needed, but he won't get any. Instead, focusing on the structures and the objectives as Viking look to close out game 2 here and tie things up.
Dire's top barracks has fallen.
He still has Aegis Refresher. They also have Cheese. Oh, look at the attack speed on this guy.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
And he's gone in, Lil. He's absolutely demolished. Unstoppable Faceless Void, 18-2 and 9. A beautiful game from Shad. All he needed to do was buy a BKB. But trying to blow up the Alchemist with a couple of Laguna Blades. They pick it out before the throne falls. Passing ball even now, 1-1 in this best of 3.
Yeah, such a good performance coming out from Viking. They came very aggressive from the lane.